Hey everyone, welcome back to our Universal Wisdom channel. Today, we're diving into a profound topic that sits at the intersection of wisdom and spirituality. We're going to explore what happens when you shift your attention away from your body and personal identity and what it means to transcend your ego. This process is central to many spiritual practices and can lead to a deeper connection with the universe, a heightened sense of peace, and incredible personal transformation. So let's get started. Section 1. Understanding the shift from somebody to nobody. When you shift your focus completely away from your body and personal identity, moving from being somebody to nobody, you start to transcend the ego. But what does that really mean? In spiritual and meditative traditions, this is seen as a crucial step towards unity or oneness with a larger universal consciousness. When we let go of the constant need to define ourselves by our roles, achievements, or even our physical bodies, we can begin to tap into a deeper state of being. Section 2. What synchronizes during this shift? This shift is not just a mental exercise, it brings about profound changes in how we experience life. Here's what tends to synchronize when you start to transcend your ego. 1. Inner peace and stillness. Letting go of personal concerns and the constant mental chatter associated with our individual identity can lead to a profound sense of inner peace and stillness. Imagine being able to quiet that inner critic or that endless to-do list in your mind. This peace is not just a momentary relief, it's a deep, abiding stillness that you can carry with you even in the busiest of days. Connection with the present moment. Without the distractions of your ego, your awareness sharpens and you become more attuned to the present moment. Think about how often we're stuck in the past or worried about the future. But in this heightened state of presence, you begin to see the beauty in the now. The colors are brighter, the sounds are clearer, and life feels more vibrant. Universal consciousness. Many spiritual traditions suggest that in this state, you start to align with a universal or collective consciousness. It's like tuning into a frequency that's always been there, but now you can hear it. This connection brings a deep sense of interconnectedness with all life, a feeling that you are part of something much greater than yourself. Heightened intuition and awareness. When the egoic mind quiets down, your intuition and deeper awareness become more pronounced. Insights, creativity, and understanding flow more freely. It's as if the noise has cleared and you can finally hear your inner voice. This heightened intuition can guide you in making decisions that are more aligned with your true self. Healing and transformation. In this state of detachment from the ego, emotional and psychological healing can occur. By stepping away from personal narratives and identities, you might release old patterns, traumas, and limiting beliefs. This is where true transformation happens, where you let go of the baggage that's been weighing you down for years. Spiritual growth. Finally, this process often leads to profound spiritual growth. It's a pathway to experiencing deeper states of consciousness and achieving greater spiritual understanding. This is the journey towards enlightenment, where the boundaries between self and other dissolve, and you feel a sense of unity and harmony with the universe. Let's take a deeper dive into the concept of the ego and how it shapes our personal identity. What is the ego? The ego is often defined as the sense of self that's constructed from our personal identity, thoughts, memories, beliefs, and experiences. It's the I that we use to navigate the world, the part of us that differentiates ourselves from others. How the ego creates separation. The ego creates a sense of separation. It tells us we are different from others, and this can lead to feelings of isolation or competition. But this sense of separation is also what allows us to function in society, make decisions, and protect ourselves. It's a survival mechanism, but it can also be the source of much of our suffering. Section 4, emotional and psychological healing. Now let's connect the dots between ego, emotional healing, and psychological healing, and how they interrelate in spiritual practices. Emotional healing is the process of resolving and releasing negative emotional patterns. When you detach from the ego, you can observe your emotions without being consumed by them. This detachment allows you to recognize the root causes of your emotions, practice self-compassion, and forgive, key components for emotional healing. Psychological healing involves restoring balance and harmony to the mind. By detaching from the ego, you reduce your identification with negative thoughts and mental patterns, leading to less anxiety and depression. Practices like mindfulness and meditation encourage living in the present moment, reducing mental stress and promoting psychological well-being. The ego amplifies suffering by clinging to negative experiences and creating stories around them. However, by practicing detachment from the ego, you can step back from these narratives and observe your emotions and thoughts without judgment. This leads to a more objective and calm approach to handling life's challenges. So, how do you put all of this into practice? Here are some practical approaches to transcending the ego and fostering emotional and psychological healing. Meditation and mindfulness. Regular meditation helps in observing the mind and detaching from ego-driven thoughts. Techniques like vipassana, mindfulness meditation, and Zen practices are particularly effective. These practices teach you to be present and to observe without attachment. Therapeutic approaches. Therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT and acceptance and commitment therapy or ACT incorporate elements of observing thoughts and emotions without attachment. These therapies align with the process of ego detachment and can be powerful tools for healing. Spiritual practices. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the dissolution of the ego to achieve enlightenment, inner peace, and healing. Practices like yoga, Sufi whirling, and contemplative prayer can facilitate this process. These practices are designed to help you move beyond your limited self-identity and connect with something greater. In conclusion, detaching from the ego is not about losing your identity, but about transcending the limitations that the ego imposes. By doing so, you open the door to deep emotional and psychological healing, spiritual growth, and a profound sense of inner peace. You begin to experience life from a higher perspective, where you're connected to the larger universe, and that's where true wisdom and spirituality lie. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit from these insights. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How do you connect with your higher self? What practices help you transcend the ego? Let's continue the conversation down there. Until next time, stay mindful and stay connected.